Yin is when we stop moving and let our hips do all the talking. That's exactly what we're bringing in today's practice. I've brought all of the goodies out. So I invite you to do the same. 4 blocks if you have them available to you. If not, feel free to grab really thick textbooks or anything that's about the width and height of the blocks, and a bolster. Let's get started moving into a child's pose with our bolster. Seeing that it's yin, we are aiming to have very minimal movements once we are actually in the pose. Sitting up on a bolster, nice and long here, we're going to just allow ourselves to arrive. Notice my knees are out wide, and gently fold your way over top of your bolster, stacking your palms one over top of the other, and let your bolster hold you here. Noticing how your body is feeling, whether you see that there's certain areas in your body that are holding any tension. Making sure that you find a point in which you can settle into, rather than moving too much or really pushing yourself to feel any sensation. Just allow yourself to arrive. What I love about a yin yoga practice is that though we are moving in and out of shapes, a lot of it is mental work. Just really basking in the stillness can become quite uncomfortable sometimes, especially with a hectic schedule throughout the week and even during the weekends. That stillness just becomes so foreign. See if you can soften your shoulders a little bit more. On your next exhale, very slowly, moving yourself out of this pose as we move on to the next. Coming off of your bolster and sitting all the way down onto your mat. Taking out any extra flesh from your sit bones. And see where your feet will land. They're a little bit closer in towards you, then you'll notice a little bit more along the inside of your hips. If you move it a little bit further forward, then you may get a little bit more of a sensation towards your outer hips. So whatever feels like you want to target right now. Grab a hold of 2 blocks. Plant those blocks right underneath the knees, just so that we're not holding ourselves up. Nice and tall through your spine. And with your exhale, just gently bow forward. We will be staying here for a few minutes. So the moment you find a spot where you are feeling that sensation of a stretch happening in your hips, just stay there. Try not to wiggle too much or move too much in each of these poses. Taking those deep, long breaths. aiming to remain present in this moment. Our hips hold on to many things that we don't give ourselves the time to process. So just give yourself these few minutes to do exactly that. See if you can go a little bit further without pushing yourself. So understanding the language of your body, if it's allowing you to do so without any strain. Coming back into this moment, I know the feeling of trailing behind the thoughts, the things to do, the things unresolved. But this moment is for you. With your next exhale, walking yourself back up. So removing your blocks, and with the assistance of your hands, bringing your knees to touch. Leaning back and placing your feet a little bit wider and gently rock from side to side. Nice and slow. And last one. Coming back to center. Grabbing a hold of your bolster. And placing it so that it is horizontal on your mat. Stepping your right foot forward, sending that left hip back, and sitting up on your bolster. Once you find that spot, our aim is our right leg. So that hip. Grabbing a hold of your blocks. We'll start out with 2, eventually drop to 1, and maybe come all the way down onto your mat. So from here, placing your forearms over top of your blocks, and let yourself arrive. Just breathing into it. A lot of times, finding that sense of stillness feels not just uncomfortable, but sometimes even unsafe. That we need to be doing something. We need to be moving, performing, acting, doing some sort of an activity. When the truth of the matter is, we need both. We need both to find that sense of balance that I feel so many of us are craving. And we look for it outside of ourselves. When we can find it within, we can find it in little pockets of time, like right now. Drawing your attention to your right hip and see if you're holding on to something, if you're clenching that area. And if you are, simply just let that muscle out. Let that muscle go. And you might feel a different type of sensation when you do so. And that's what we're aiming to do. Option to come down onto one block, if it feels right. On your next exhale, very slowly, let's get ourselves out of this pose, tucking your back toes in, slowly lifting up, gently walk it out, nice and slow, downward facing dog. And we'll come right into our left. If you need to readjust, please go ahead and do that. Untuck your back toes. Looking forward and up, grabbing a hold of your blocks, placing them right in front of you, and as you exhale, come all the way down. Letting go of your left hip this time. Give yourself that permission to be held. Without moving your lower body, if you'd like, come down onto one block. Whenever you're ready, with your exhale, slowly release. And slowly moving into downward facing dog. Super gentle though. Not aggressive movements or anything. Gently walk it out. Coming down onto your back. Drawing both of your knees in towards your chest. Now this next pose, if there's any little bit of wind that comes through, it's perfectly fine and completely normal. Just the compression from those knees and then the release. So that's perfectly fine. So in my case, with my arms, I will come into cactus, but if you can, then I invite you to extend your arms out wide with your palms down. As you take a deep, long inhale, and with your next exhale, feet down and take your knees out to the left. So this time, stack your knees one on top of the other. Once you find a spot where you're able to leave your right shoulder down onto your mat, then stay here. Just exhale very slowly, drawing your knees in towards your chest and rocking back to center. Inhale fully here, exhale, planting your feet down and slowly begin to take your knees over towards your right. Exhaling fully, inviting you to readjust if you feel the need to. And then gently stop and stay. for a couple of breaths. On your next exhale, drawing your knees in towards your chest and rolling back up to center. Exhale, gently release all the way down into Shavasana. Now I invite you to place your palms over top of your hips, rocking your feet from side to side until you find a spot where you can just let your feet just fall to the side. Keeping your palms over top of your hips. Taking a deep, long inhale. As you exhale fully through your mouth. And if you haven't already, I invite you to close your eyes. Give yourself these next few breaths just to stay here in stillness with your palms over top of your hips. Now, if anything was to come up for you while you're here in this pose, just let it. There's no need to name it. There's no need to even pretend to fix anything. Just let your body move through that experience. Finally having the space to be able to do so. Returning into this moment, if you find that your mind has been wandering, come back. Letting your body guide you. Taking deeper inhales into your belly. Creating a little bit of movement in your toes. Releasing your palms to your sides and wiggling your fingers. To inhale, reaching your arms all the way towards the top of your mat and pointing your toes towards the bottom. On your next exhale, rolling over onto your right and gently pressing yourself up to seated. Drawing those shoulders onto your back. Rocking your head from side to side. And whenever you're ready, slowly coming back to center, gently blinking your eyes open. I appreciate you for practicing today, taking this moment of vulnerability into your body and allowing it to release anything it needed to release. If anything has come up for you, then I invite you just to simply either continue on your mat or very gently begin to ease your way back into your day. You've allowed your body to release what needed to be released. And be thankful for that. Thank you for practicing with me. I hope to catch you in a different video. I invite you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would love for you to be a part of this community. Thank you.